I found something old boy left me, and it's not great. Your boy kind of wants to keep it. What is up, Wretched Nation? We are back with the giveaway bike. Yes, I said giveaway bike. Every $5 you spend on wretchedclothing.com will get you a chance to win this fabulous, may not look fabulous right now, but fabulous dyna right here. So what we're doing, if you're just tuning in, is we're doing a budget dyna challenge. Now, who challenged us? I did. The proverbial universe challenged us. So basically, I wanted to put together a very cool, kind of like, you know, kind of middle of the road, just nice dyna for like $5 grand. That's purchasing the bike and modifying the bike. Can that be done? I think it can. We're getting there. So today, we're gonna swap out the exhaust. Now this video is going to be a little choppy and some other things are going to happen because we're going to take the exhaust off and then we got a bunch of other things we're going to do. I'm going to take it to a buddy of mine. He's going to completely detail it. The exhaust is pretty large, covering a lot of things. So I figured we can trailer it to his house. He doesn't live far from me. We'll cover the exhaust ports, trailer it over there, and then we can have him completely detail it. Then we'll bring it back and finish that. We'll do some other things in between, so the videos are going to be all around. But again, wretchedclothing.com, every $5 gets you entered to win this absolute unit right here. It runs really good. It's got like 30-some thousand miles on it. It's been well taken care of. The carb work is, the guy before me really wanted a rider, and that's what this is. But we picked up a exhaust on Marketplace. But before I show you that, let's get into it and get this thing taken off right now. Now, I will say, at first, I thought these were just like some Screaming Eagle mufflers. And then I kind of realized that they're pretty long. And that's not the normal length head pipe there. And then, that's the stock dyna exhaust bracket. That is a pain to take off. And it's not connected. So this is actually a full Screaming Eagle exhaust. So maybe we'll get a couple dollars for it on Marketplace. Because of course, if you're building your own and you got a lot of takeoff parts, you might as well throw them back up on Marketplace, try to get a little bit of money for it, and you can really come out with a cool little hot rod just doing stuff like that. Success. All right, we got the exhaust off. And like I said, it was a full unit. Pretty easy. I did forget one bolt at the bottom. I did forget one of those bolts. It looks like a big chamber. That's probably why it's not as loud as I thought it would be. But yeah, we'll probably throw that up on Marketplace, 150 bucks. Just see if we can make a little bit of money. That'd be nice. But remember earlier in the video, just, you know, minutes before this, we said that we had some work to do while the exhaust was off because it'll be out of our way. I found something old boy left me and it's not great. All right, so I wanted all of this open to kind of like make it easier for us to work. And he has an oil cooler on here. He did give us the stock oil filter, like, I don't know, mounting bracket thing. So that's good. Problem is, I didn't see this because exhaust was covering it. I have no idea what all that goop is doing right there. So we got something to clean up. So when we come back, the bike's going to look a little different because we're going to do a lot of things with the exhaust off. It's just easier doing some of these things when it's not in the way. So all those videos will be done before. So hopefully you've already seen that. But now we were going to get all that done. And when you see us in this video again, we'll be putting on the new to us exhaust that we picked up. We'll show you that right now. All right, everybody, we are going to put the exhaust on the dyna, or it's already on there. So it was a bit of a fiasco. I went to mock it up and realized something wasn't quite right. Now we bought this used because that's what we're doing, budget build. I don't know exactly what bike this came off of. I know it was on an O2, but it having O2 sensors, I'm not 100% sure what it came off of. And maybe I didn't get the right spacers or the bracket was a little bent. I don't know. But we had to do some finagling to get it on the bike. We got it on the bike. We have not heard it run yet. Wanted to do that with you guys. But let me tell you what we got. So this is a Bassani we picked up. And like I said, I think it was on an O2. The bracket was just a little wonky. It looks like it needs spacers, or maybe this got bent at one point. So we had to like slip in some washers to kind of get this off of the bike just a little bit to give it some clearance over there. Definitely used, not a brand new pipe, but that's okay because this pipe and those shocks we got for 600 bucks. I mean, can't really complain about that. I think all in all, if we bought this stuff new, probably would have cost us somewhere between $1,300 and $1,400. So I'm gonna be okay with a pipe that needed some extra washers and a little scuffed up. Because again, budget build, you know, we're gonna probably scuff it up anyways. And a lot of this just looks like stuff kind of hit it along the road and kind of burned onto it. That happens, especially with these stainless pipes, and a lot of people aren't running exhaust covers anymore. So this kind of stuff's gonna happen. But let's get it off the lift. And like I said, putting on an exhaust is a little boring. You do have to be careful about how you put it on and kind of like bolt it up slowly. You know how like when you put a wheel on or something like in a star pattern, you kind of need to do that with an exhaust, kind of working the exhaust up and getting it where it needs to be slowly, because that will help prevent cracking in the future. But let's get it off the lift, get it outside, and see what this thing sounds like. Woo, it's hot outside already. We just opened up the garage door. It's a little after 10 o'clock, and they have like an extreme heat advisory for today, which they've pretty much had every day this week. We're gonna get the bike out, hear it, go for a little ride, and then that's pretty much gonna be it. We are done wrenching for the day, because now that the garage door is open, it's gonna get super hot in there. And can't really wrench past 12 o'clock anyways. I work in a factory all day long, and I just don't want to do that anymore. Just sweating my butt off. Summertime here in North Carolina can be absolutely tough. It is much better to be riding the bike, at least getting some breeze, than sitting in a garage that does not have AC working on them. But let's get it out, hear it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I am super excited to hear this thing run. And since this video is coming kind of later in the series, we've done some stuff. It's ready to ride and see how it works out. All right, this bike has not ran in a little while, so may not start up immediately, but we'll see how she does. That ain't too bad right off the choke. See if it even needs it. She running good. Your boy kind of wants to keep it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take this thing for a ride. Now, yes, this is the exhaust video, but since we've pretty much buttoned everything up, we're going to take it for a ride. We'll show you what we've done. Big differences, weird seat. Have you ever seen a seat that has a stud to go down and it bolts from the bottom? Now, we can only use this because we raised the suspension. Speaking of, 13.5-inch drag chromies in the rear. We put some heavier springs from Progressive in the front, heavier fluid, and we raised it about 1.5 inches with these little blocks right here, or caps, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, the Bassani exhaust. We took off the Screaming Eagle or whatever faceplate and put one of our old coffin faceplates on since we had one. We changed all our pegs and grips to match. We do need to adjust the bar back a little bit. It's not quite where I want it to be. We did actually have to change the bar out too. I did have another stock bar. We threw that on because Homeboy had a very weird grip that was like a rubber grip and it had a metal cage around it, and he glued it, which you shouldn't really have to do if it's got metal on it and this clamps on it, but whatever. But we could not, it kind of like wore down the grip and it was just gnarled really bad, or where the grip goes. So we threw another stock bar on there. As we've said before, we're foregoing a different handlebar setup because this is actually not bad. It does need to be rolled back a little bit, but depending on who wins it, and yes, because every $5 you spend get you an entry to win this bike. But depending on who wins it and what seat combo we have, they may want to switch that out anyways. So we're going to give it a ride, which is nice because now we can ride it up on the trailer to take it to my buddy's house, and I'm going to have him completely detail it. He paints and details, so he's going to do a better job than me. We're going to let him have it for a little bit, spend a little bit of money there. And then the crown jewel at the very end, we're going to put a custom Wretched Saddleman seat on the rear. It will be the only other one in existence so far besides mine. So that's going to be kind of cool. That's going to take a little while to get, because as I'm filming this, Saddleman is in Sturgis, so it's going to be a while before we can get a seat made and sent to us because they have other things to worry about. And yeah, we're just pretty much going to button some things up, but without further ado, let's hop on the bike, go for a little ride. She ain't legal, so we're just going to go down the road and back, but we're going to see how everything jives together and then do a nut and bolt check once everything cools off later. Well, I can say the suspension feels pretty good. Hitting some of them bumps and crevices, the suspension does feel pretty good. Oh yeah, this bike is solid, dude. I will say, with all the trials and tribulations of things I had to deal with from old boy, he has this carburetor dialed in so well. I was a little worried with switching up the exhaust, going from like kind of like just slip-ons to this 2-in-1, but it's perfect. It's money. Very happy with it. Suspension feels really good. Definitely aggressive feel. You can adjust the front end a little bit. We did have an issue with doing a full 2 inches in the front, just based on the brake line, because with the front end fully extended, that brake line was almost taut, and I just didn't want to have that, even though once it's on its weight and you're sitting on it, it's not going to be fully extended. I didn't like that. So we dropped them,
half an inch, and we should be good. In the future, if I were to do this on a stock one, I'd probably just do a 1-inch cap. That way it's flush. Half an inch, really not going to notice the difference in the front. But yeah, everything feels great. The exhaust sounds killer. I mean, what more could you ask for? The bar setup's really not bad. I will say, given the bar setup, it would be the last thing I would change. You know, getting everything else has been a vast improvement. I think the big help is it's not the stock riser. We bled the brakes. They work really well. The front brakes were pretty much non-existent before. So we cleaned it out, put new brake fluid in it, and she feels pretty good now. Turns in super sharp. Love that. Yeah, she's feeling really good, very stable. Feels 10 times better than it did before. Before, you couldn't really hear the bike, and the suspension was completely blown out, which is to be expected. I mean, this bike's 20 years old, but just those couple of improvements, we got this thing feeling amazing. Handles pretty well. It brakes well. It's got decent power. And all of this for $5,000. I mean, come on. $5,000 is a freaking steal. So next time you're on Marketplace and you see that pop-up bike, you know it just needs a little love. Maybe you can do like I did and just lowball him a little bit, tell him to take off all the pop-off stuff, he can sell it himself, and get a bike you can't even ride because you know you're going to switch everything up anyways. Hell yeah, brother. She'll do a Bernie. She'll do a burnout. She rides good. Suspension's good. Sounds amazing. So I'm pretty happy with it. This exhaust turned out really killer. $600 for that exhaust and those shocks. That's a steal. Comment down below, what do you think? But first ride impressions, I think this thing is so worth what we put into it. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. There's still a few nuts and bolt things that need to be done. And I would love to see the new owner, the winner, change some things up. Maybe throw a chain kit on there. But I don't know. It rides pretty good. If they wanted to do like some real suspension, cool. But definitely change the handlebars up. If they want to put a fairing on it, I don't know. I'd dig in the red. You tell me. But honestly, I would just roll with it. This is an awesome bike to win. They can grab it maybe later down the road, do like a little 95-inch kit. That'd be kind of cool. Old boy says everything should be good. He took pretty good care of the motor and all the mechanical stuff. That stuff should be pretty solid. Pretty happy with that. Now that she's warmed up, we're going to check the oil because we did change out the stupid oil cooler thing on there. And we went back to the stock oil filter location. So we'll check the oil, just to make sure, because we did lose a little bit of oil. We'll top her off. The oil looked really clean. I don't think it was that long before an oil change. Big reason why we didn't change everything. We knew the fluids were good. We just had to do that. But yeah, comment down below. What do you think? Hit up wretchedclothing.com. Every $5 you spend is going to get you entered to win this unit. We're not doing tickets because I want you to get stuff you want anyways. So get you a t-shirt, enjoy the t-shirt, and hey, that t-shirt may get you this. Still got some more things to go. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to stay abreast to it. I'd love to see what this thing looks like when we get it back and we pick it up from detail. And then of course, once we put the nice seat on there, we are going to be running our saddlebags. So probably when we get it back from detail, we'll throw those saddlebags on, take a look at how clean she is, and kind of just do a final wrap up till the seat shows up, or maybe we'll do it all together once the seat shows up. But subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. Your boy would greatly appreciate it. Hopefully someone wins this and really appreciates this. As I say this kind of when I do all my bikes, like, I love this bike. I kind of want to keep it, but it needs to go on to another home. This is something I wanted to do for a little while, just to do like a budget build. And we're going to do another video with this because I do have basically a twin of this bike. That video may have already come out, but there's two bikes side by side. We're going to give this one away. We're going to sell the other one because we just picked it up as a good deal. And both bikes are pretty much valued at $5,000. But what would you rather do? Because this one, if we put it up on Marketplace, would sell instantly. We can probably get more than 5 for this. But would you rather buy a stock, just whatever, or would you build it? I think you're going to want to build it. But one of you, don't have to worry about that. One of you is going to win this. So let's get it. Appreciate every single one of you, and keep it wretched.